Welcome to the Escapart podcast. My name is Stuart and thank you for listening. It's been a while since I've recorded one of these, and it's no reflection on you guys, it's no reflection on anything out there other than the normalities of real life. The fact that we get up every day, we go to work to pay the bills, and some of us are fortunate enough to have full-time jobs that pay very good money and allow us to explore hobbies and things we're passionate about, and other people get to fund their lives with their passion. And it's as much about those of us who are on the cusp or on the border between the two, and it's as much about people who work very hard and don't get the opportunity very often to perform what they do. And that's the beauty of magic, that's the beauty of our art form, that's the beauty of escapology. And this year, 2017, is going to be a very interesting year for the art form. We have a lot of interest. We have a lot of people developing new projects, new items, new ways of expressing that art form. And I'm just thrilled to be alive at a time when we're having such a wonderful debate. We're having such a wonderful discussion. We're seeing people take escapology back to being what it was originally, which was escape to save your life. We have people making it much more realistic, much more vibrant, much more about a skill set. The almost like MacGyver or A-Team style of performance, as opposed to the more magical and mystical elements. And we come full circle. We come back to that debate where is magic and is escapology there just to entertain you, or is it there to educate you? Is it there to inform you? Is it there to make you be a showman? Is it there to keep you alive? And the answer is yes to all of those. It just comes down to what you wish to promote. The reality of it is that you have some people who look at UFC and the history of the UFC, and you can trace all the way back to the gladiators of Roman time and Greco-Roman wrestling and all of those elements, and yet you look at WWE and you can see it having exactly the same transition points, exactly the same movements, and yet somehow ended up with something that's a lot more theatrical, a lot more driven by entertainment as it is to being a proper sporting athletic challenge. Both are perfectly legitimate, both are not to be dismissed. After all, when you look at the performers in WWE, the risks they are taking, the injuries they are sustaining for our entertainment are serious. They are, in some cases, life-threatening and career-ending. And that is something that perhaps gets lost when we say, oh, it's just entertainment. And that, in a way, is the subject of this podcast. It is basically that just because some of us do light-hearted storytelling escapology, it doesn't mean the risks we're taking are any less real, that what we're doing is in any less compelling or risky. In some cases, you can look at a very dangerous escape and it's been made safe 18 different ways, but it's still very dramatic and appears to be the most amazing thing ever. And then you go and watch someone busking on a street corner, and what they're doing has a lot less safety because it seems to be a lot easier. But in reality, you're just as likely to fall over and get a serious injury falling on the curb or falling on the sidewalk or pavement wherever you are in the world than you are falling from a crane, because you're more likely to take the risk seriously if you're 50 feet, 100 feet in the air. And again, that comes back to, what do we want escapology to be? Do we want it to be a sporting achievement? Do we want it to be some sort of extreme sport? Or do we actually want it to be just a classic art form, just a form of entertainment like vaudeville or ventriloquism? I don't know the answer. I don't profess to know the answer. It's for us as the artists in it to choose what we want it to be. And there's no wrong answer. I'm just thrilled that I'm alive at a time when David Duval was alive, when Norman Bigelow was alive, when Ian McCall is alive, when Weasel Dandor is alive, when Andy Robertson's alive, when Condini's alive, when Steve Baker is alive, Steve Santini, Richard Sherry. Pick any Wolflock. Apologies if I haven't mentioned your name. It's nothing personal. It's just I'm literally pulling names out of people I respect and admire, that I am proud to be alive at the same time of. If I haven't mentioned your name, it's nothing personal. I respect you as well. It's just purely that this is as you know with me, this is an off the cuff thing. I'm literally turning the mic live and having a conversation with you, but hopefully at some point you'll listen to it. I'm sitting here opposite a lovely package that arrived at Christmas, and it's actually the DeVal Escape book. Now, I am going to record an unboxing video, and yes, the Escapart podcast is going to start moving off to be a vlog, mainly because I do this podcast after I record my radio show. My radio show is continuing, but there are certain issues with that, in that the radio show is now getting a little more technical, a little slicker, because we're moving, we as in the broadcaster who puts my radio show on, is moving towards becoming an FM broadcaster as well as a web broadcaster. So there has to be a slight increase in the quality of the product that goes out, and as a result the podcast is becoming more of a sort of something that I need to differentiate between. So I'll be doing the podcast as an upload to YouTube as a vlog in the near future, and we'll be able to show you the book then. No secrets will be revealed, but the quality of the DeVal books, the quality of the photos, the quality of the writing is always there. The quality of the information is not to be disputed. The first book I got was a DeVal, and that guided me through what was the wilderness, because there wasn't, and still isn't, a staircase of talent to come and join. At one point I joined a local magic club, and they had never had an escape artist, so I had to learn. I had no way of knowing what was wrong until I did it, and I paid my dues. I've got the inadvertent stab wounds where I misplaced the picks. These are things that only an EA will admit to. The worst you're going to get as a magician is a paper cut or a card cut. The worst thing you can do as an escape artist is separate your shoulder or cut yourself, and those are realistic injuries. Those are quite possibly things that can happen. So where have I been since September? Well, I struggled a lot last year, and last year was the year I didn't actually set any world records, and it was a humbling time for me. We had people saying, oh, do you want to do another escape? And I was trying more for the strength side, and I still am, but equally it was a year that I needed to take stock, because things are important to me, and there are a lot of things that are important to me, and you need to make sure you're servicing all of them. You can't keep putting off some bits. So I'm very glad that 2016 finished. Yes, we lost a lot of famous celebrities. Yes, we lost a lot of good magicians. And the world, unfortunately or fortunately, has kept turning. So here we are in 2017. And we get to take stock. I've been working under 2 non-disclosure arrangements, so I've not been able to talk about what I was doing. We're now getting close to the point when we either conclude the project with it being performed, or we don't. And when that happens, I'll be screaming from the rooftop, because it's been a year of my life put into it. It's been a year of somebody else's hard work as well. There's other things happening, and that opens the traditional can of worms: is what is copyright, what isn't copyright, who owns the rights, etc. So we have all of these little things to dance around. But the main thing I want to talk about now is the future. 2017, 2018. 2017, we've got something I'm trying to organise. 2018 there's the potential of an international convention, and I really want to go to that. And then we have beyond then, well, 2017 we have the Collectomania, we have MCM, and it is the memorabilia event, and that is in London at the XL. They have a fringe festival there, and this ranges for everything from people turning up talking about, you've got the stormtroopers there, or you've got people who like cosplay, and I'm in the process of thinking, emphasis on thinking, about doing a bit of work there with some escapology, because from MacGyver through to Mythbusters, from Batman through to Spider-Man, through to The Punisher, through to the Escapist comics, escapology has, through Houdini's silent films, through the movie serials of Flash Gordon, there's always been the need for a cliffhanger. How are they going to get out? And in some cases, it's been through escapology or escapology-like actions. So I'm going to try and see if the organisers will let me do a bit of busking. No fee. Let's be honest, it's a suck it and see. But if they do bite and they're willing to, if they see what they see, there may be the opportunity finally of getting some recognition. Because, with respect, when you've got YouTubers who just talk on video going and people signing autographs and wanting to meet them, I sit there and I gnash my teeth, because some of the escape artists I've met around the world are way cooler than some of the YouTubers I've seen. And that's no offence to the YouTubers, but I respect your makeup tips, I respect your insights into the latest Jack Reacher and Jack Ryan stories, but equally I respect the guy who can get out of handcuffs pretty quickly. I respect the guy who can get out of that chainmail straitjacket very quickly. I respect someone who hangs upside down on a burning rope. A lot. And that's where we are. That's what I'm thinking of doing. That's what I'm hoping to do. It may not be what I end up doing, who can say, but all I know is that it's nice to be back recording a podcast. It's nice to be back talking about escapology, and I will be videoing or recording some more stuff over the next few weeks. So hopefully the Escapart podcast will be back on a more regular basis, and hopefully that will let me relax a little bit, because I've been a wee bit tense, but here we are. We're 13 minutes in of me just talking and shooting the breeze, and I haven't actually said anything yet other than hi. So yes, I'm going to go off to there's the possibility I could be at MCM. There's going to be some other Collectomania. Yes, I'm going to try and get bits autographed from some people and do some more pan rolling. And yeah, I do like talking about my art form. I also like performing my art form. But equally, there's so many stories to tell. It's not for me to say that's escapology. It's for the people on the ground. It's for the bookers, it's for the people watching to say what escapology is. Because if we start putting ourselves into boxes, then we lose. We actually lost a lot when we separated from being magicians, I believe. Because look at Harry's act. He was doing card tricks. He was doing illusions. Now, we can't do card tricks because we're escape artists. It's like, well, yeah, I could really use killing 2 minutes now with a card trick, but we can't, because that wouldn't make me an escape artist, that would make me a magician. And we're back into that semantic argument. And that's a discussion for another time. Thank you for listening. This is just me basically just exercising some demons, and hopefully it'll be uploaded. But that's where we are. Thank you for listening, and hopefully there'll be a more serious update in the next few weeks. In the meantime, keep safe, stay free, stay well, and be excellent to one another. Thank you for listening.